And we showed I think we showed our immaturity. We showed our inexperience, and obviously things went really south from there. And UP is a team that I think everybody should aspire to have the mentality and attitude that team has. That they it's not personal for them, and I really like that about their team. They just have a mentality to go out and dominate, and we gave them the opportunity to dominate, and they did. And so, we have to look at ourselves, and we have to understand that when your toughness is questioned, you can't fold your tents up and just hope that the other team plays bad basketball. You have to be far more confrontational. You have to be far more defiant in your attitude, and that will be reflected in playing better basketball. Instead, we went the other way, and UP is, they're a bloodthirsty team, and when they smell blood, they're going to go after it, and they just have to give them all the credit in the world. He did a great job today.
Coach, this game was, I think, the largest loss for you, Ateneo era. Just comments on that.
It's irrelevant. It's a very disappointing loss. It's a loss that you got to put behind you and move forward. We have 3 games coming up that we want to make a positive impression on the season. With these last 3 games, we want to make a positive impression for our players going forward. You guys know the story about this team. There's so many young, inexperienced players, and I just told them, they have a choice now. They can work their tails off to finish this season on a very positive note and go into the off season, feeling like the development curve is a positive thing for them, or they can tuck their tails and be defeatist. And certainly that's not in our nature as coaches, and hopefully we have the character in that dugout to step up to the adversity and the toughness that we have to, and move forward. To have a bad game is not, I guess, as dire a circumstance as some people would like to make it out to be. You can go back to Lakers Celtics and 35-point blowouts, and then a reversal of form in the next game. I mean, certainly we're not that kind of team at this point, but we are a team that can react to a very bad game, and we should be the kind of team and players that react positively to that and confront those demons, and then come out and become a better team, a better group of people because of the adversity you face. So that's the challenge in front of you.
Coach, during the final 3 games, what are some specific things that you want to see from your boys entering the final 3 games of this season?
I think today was an example of sort of what we have been all year long, which is too reactive to what our opponents present to us. And today the reaction was well below what was necessary. But in other games, we've played well enough to win, but we haven't been the assertive team. A couple of games the second round, we've been more assertive. We've been better for longer stretches. So I think we need to get back to that mentality of believing in ourselves, playing more assertive basketball. You saw us tonight miss easy shots, and this is the sign of a team that is losing belief in those moments. Those guys are more than capable of making those shots, right? But when your mentality gets undermined by a lack of toughness, a lack of assertiveness, you become tentative in a lot of things. I think that we will play better if we approach the games with a more assertive mentality. We'll see.
Coach, will it be harder to do that, especially in your incoming games, especially coming from this huge defeat today?
I think that's up to the players. I think that that all of them you know, have to have a hard look at themselves, and, you know, they have to look at how they responded to this tough, adverse game. And, you know, they have to make a commitment to, if nothing else, stand your ground. You know, and I won't say the guys didn't try hard tonight, you know, but they were just overwhelmed by a team whose entire culture and mentality is about toughness and dominance. And we didn't measure up to that. It's a great lesson for us. We talked about that. We actually talked about that before the game. And it's something that we should aspire to. And, you know, UP will obviously try to continue that as a culture in ensuing years. They've got some pretty big pieces that really establish that mentality that they'll have to replace. And we can develop those pieces by learning lessons. And so, you know, this is the ebb and flow of programs as you go through your golden eras and then, you know, your more challenging eras. So, you know, we'll see, but the challenge is definitely there. And I think if we take a good hard look in the mirror, we're going to see some positive things, but we're going to see some changes that need to be made too.
Thanks, Coach.
Coach, you talked about the